We told you just about 2 days ago about Air India's mega deal in which they'd purchased a record number of aircrafts, making it the largest ever purchase by an airline anywhere in the world, the largest single purchase rather. Now, what has also taken place is Air India also now has the option to buy an additional 370 planes as part of its deal with the aircraft manufacturers Airbus and Boeing Co. This is according to Nipun Agarwal. He's the airline's chief commercial and transportation officer. The total order now possibly stands at 840 craft. Let's go over to my colleague Ridhima for more details on that. Ridhima, what can you confirm for us?
Right, so Toya, as you rightly pointed out, this is the confirmation that's coming in from Air India's Chief Commercial and Transformation Officer Nipun Agarwal, who in fact has now gone on to say that other than the 470 firm aircraft, which is a combined order from Airbus and Boeing, the airline also now has the option to scale this up with an additional 370 aircraft. Now, how will this happen? This will be under the option and purchase right, which will be procured from Airbus as well as Boeing. Now, this is what they say, that this is an option given when placing firm order for the aircraft, which in fact allows an airline to purchase additional aircraft in the future at an agreed price and a place as well. So what we're also understanding is, now how will this 840 figure actually work? This actually factors in the need to phase out Air India's existing old fleet as well, whose poor interiors over the years have been a major pain point. And this is something that the Tata Sons chairman also said. He said now the vision for Air India is to give a world-class service, but with an Indian heart. We already know that these new aircraft will have plush new interiors, which will give a new experience for the passengers. So when this 840, if this does happen, this in fact will be once the old fleet in fact is phased out. Quickly also, we also want to just confirm this to our viewers that the firm order, which was for the 470 planes, which was Airbus plus Boeing, will be delivered in the next 7 to 8 years. This additional 370 that we're talking about is going to be decided by the airline at a later date.
Okay, and Ridhima, if you could also now tell our audiences, does this increase the price tag? I know that we've been having discussions, and one of the things that's been made clear is we don't have a firm idea on the cost. We can't go by listing prices because there were possibly some discounts involved. But what figure financially are we looking at?
So as you rightly pointed out, Toya, that's a very important factor that you've pointed out. We can't go at the listing price. So for Boeing, we already know the listing price is at $34 billion. But as you rightly pointed out, what the final price will be involves discounts and others. And as far as Airbus is concerned, they have a company policy of not putting out the listing price. But what sources and experts within the industry are saying, if you go back to the listing price of what we've seen as far as big deals within Airbus over the last few years, then that deal combined with Boeing and Airbus could stand at a whopping $80 billion.
Okay, and it is correct to assume that this is all money being put forth by Tata after it's come into ownership of Air India. Is that correct?
Well, that's correct, Toya. That's exactly what we've been saying. And that is why this is very important as far as the revival of Air India is concerned. Because if you go back to what had happened before the takeover of Tata's, Air India had become almost synonymous with delayed services, bad services, broken down aircraft. And all of that needed to change for the airline to become a competitor vis-a-vis its other players. It had lost a lot of its fleet expansion networks to Gulf Airlines, the Western Airlines. And now this expansion of fleet, adding of aircraft, will add to that vision that Tata Sons has when it got back Air India.
Ridhima Bhatnagar, thank you so much for joining us.